Good morning, everyone. A very happy Women's Day to all the incredible women out there. Today, we celebrate your strength, intelligence, and contributions to science, technology, and beyond. Welcome to the special Day webinar where we celebrate the incredible contributions of women in science and technology. At Altum Technologies, we take this opportunity to recognize and honor the role of women in innovation and research. So far, we have successfully completed 8 insightful sessions, and we are excited to continue this journey with you. In line with the spirit we have done, are excited to present today's special Women's Day webinar. So today we dive into the fascinating journey from lab to clinic with BioVia Solutions, exploring how cutting-edge computational tools are revolutionizing drug discovery and development. So, in this regard, we are honored to introduce our esteemed speaker for the day, Dr. Divya Shanmugarajan, a leading expert in computational biology and drug discovery. So, a small gist about Divya. Dr. Divya Shanmugarajan is a senior application scientist, national support for BioVia Solutions at Atom Technologies. She has played a key role in training researchers, including serving as a BioVia Discovery Studio trainer for the Drug Discovery Hackathon 2020 Vertical 3 sessions. With expertise in molecular modeling of proteins, machine learning algorithms, RNA sequence analysis, gene expression studies, pharmacophore based drug design, and molecular simulations, she had made significant contributions to computational drug discovery. Dr. Divya has an impressive 50 publications in renowned international journals, including Biomed, Res INT, Elsevier, Frontier, Taylor and Franchise, Bentham Science, and the Royal Society of Chemistry. She has also authored 6 book chapters with New York Science Publishers and Science Direct. Academic excellence, she has done her BTech in biotechnology, MTech in biotechnologies, advanced postgraduate diploma in applied bioinformatics, PhD in biotechnology, where she specializes in network pharmacology for breast cancer drug research. With her vast knowledge and expertise, Dr. Divya will provide invaluable insights into how BioVia Solutions accelerate the transition of scientific discoveries from research labs to real world clinical applications. With this gist and today's special day, let us give a warm welcome to Dr. Divya Shanmugarajan. Over to you, Divya.
Thank you so much, Sheetal, for a warm welcome and nice welcome introduction. Uh, Thank you for having with me here. So, very good morning to everyone. It gives me absolute pleasure to welcome you all on the special day occasion of where we're coming to celebrate International Women's Day as a dedicated to honoring achievements, strength, and resilience of women across the world. Today is just not a celebration, it is a reminder to progress we have made this journey ahead. In the theme of molecular to medicine, as mentioned by Sheetal, we have conducted lots of events. Today is going to be a very special event of this, where we try to highlight the importance of lab to clinic. And it is also gives me more honor to highlight the importance of creating a world where every woman has the opportunity to thrive, survive, succeeded, and recognize your contributions. As we gather here today, let us take this moment to appreciate each other, the incredible women in our life, our mothers, sisters, daughters, colleagues, and friends who inspire us with their courage, compassion, determination. Let us recognize the men who support and advocate our gender equality because the progression is only possible when we work together. So, having this excitement things and lining up for activities and discussion here, I encourage each and every one of you to participate and share your thoughts as we inspire. And once again, I welcome you all for a special day series of the Women's Day webinar series at Altem Technologies. Let us celebrate with power, potential, and perseverance of women today and every day. So happy Women's Day to everyone from Altem Technologies. And I'm going to take up a session from how we can take from a lab to clinic the solutions for the BioVia to accelerate your research and to make a strong imprint in science and technology. So, shall I start my screen, Sheetal?
Yes, Divya.
Hope my screen is visible. My screen is visible to you, right? From lab to clinic, BioVia Solutions. So I'm Divya Shanmugarajan, representing from Altam Technologies, how the solutions could helpful for the people who is suffering should take the data in the lab and how to take it to the clinic and to the market. Let us get into it. So I am really proud to introduce my company, Altam Technologies, is one of the leading partners in 3D printing technology, 3D bioprinter technology, and also into an Dashwall Systems products, including CATIA, Delmia, and life sciences BioVia Solutions, which could accelerate for various life sciences research, material research, and laboratory notebooks. Okay. Why people are suffering, especially when we work on the laboratories and when we try to connect to the clinic or to bring to the go to market strategies. There are lots of phases we are trying to address it, and we don't have an integration in between them to address these problems. So, to get this one and to enrich the process, we are trying to have a BioVia rich scientific portfolio, which includes an unified lab management, process production operations, quality and regulatory management, collaborative sciences, including a predictive models, novel therapeutics, engineering materials, and chemicals or formulations. So, if you look at the rich scientific portfolio, they each and every tools and software of a so will try to give us solutions for the science to scientists and for a laboratory peoples to develop in a quality and regulatory management. So if you look at the portfolio of BioVia, it is enriched with solutions where it will try to resolve any kind of a problem. I would like to put across the various BioVia scientific portfolio across the various product life sciences. If you look into research and development and manufacturing quality, these two four processes are accompanying with a before go to market strategy. So first we start with the research and development, the scientific informatics, which is very important for the people who is working on various domains to discover, understand, optimize, and finally put it in the next level of phase. That includes even a molecular modeling and simulation also to understand how the real-time environment problems can be solved without going waiting into the experiments. By doing so, with the help of a BioVia scientific portfolio, one can improve the 38% of improved research productivity and in utilizing a molecular modeling simulation, 20% protection in the laboratory experiments. Next, as now we are in AI era, everybody is trying to introduce a machine learning models and lots where the data has been the data has been keep on compiling and piling up. We should have a proper solutions to resolve it. So BioVia has a data science platform where by utilizing it, you can reduce up to 38% of reduction development time and including a laboratory informatics. So because everything is lab, from the lab, the things will start. So by after doing all this analysis, lab informatics or laboratory informatics is really important to address the many issues. By utilizing a BioVia portfolio and the solutions, it will try to decrease 40% in the productivity. Next, of course, the formulation design, agrochemical formulations or formulating any kind of products, it is not an easy task. You need to understand each and every product and the effect of the product and coming to the out as a outsourcing solutions. So by utilizing formulation designs during development phase of this particular portfolio and product life science of BioVia, so it will help you to reduce 30% in the sourcing cost. Next, after you have product, you have to understand the quality and compliance of that. So it is most important to understand the quality of the product and compliance to ensure it is perfect to go to the market strategies. So by utilizing the quality and compliance of this BioVia product life cycle, one can increase to 85 percentage in your regulatory compliance. And finally comes to the manufacturing analytics, where it will help you for 90% reduction data and aggregation of time. So I think you people are so interested now what will be present, what is there inside this respective product life cycle, and what are the products behind it which could help and accelerate research. So as I keep working on, I will try to brief what are the products are there and how it could benefit the scientific community so that it will take you from a lab to clinic and to market in a very easier pace, having all the integration together in one specific platform, BioVia. Digitalizing scientific solutions. So in today's world, you can see that experiencing economy, capability of develop, simulate, and produce a breakthrough experience at molecular level, and to understand the enterprise of all the industries is becoming really a task. And BioVia is committed to help the customers to drive the innovation and to increase the productivity and improve the quality and compliance so that it will reduce the cost and accelerate time to market and with a comprehensive software solutions. Includes, so what are a comprehensive software solution? It has an input into data science, molecular modeling and simulation, scientific informatics, laboratory informatics, formulation design, and quality and compliance. I feel now you people are so excited to know in this specific domains what are the softwares are there, how it could benefit to take you to accelerate from market to time to market strategy. Let us look into the each and every one and how it could benefit you all. So comprehensive research platform, you can see that what are the different types of a process or a technique that one can do that. So looking into the lab informatics, which is having an electronic laboratory notebook, formulation management, chemical inventory, method to build and execute and sample engagements. Because when you go into laboratory, right from the sample preparations and uh, execution process and formulating the things and understanding about each every chemical's presence and availability of that and finally recording the data, it's really a huge task. And the industries are across the world now they do have a global communication with each other in a simple platform which could be done by using laboratory informatics or BioVia solutions. So this is a part of lab informatics. Let's move on to the molecular modeling. So everyone loves molecular modeling and simulation because there you try to understand what is the exact effect of the things. Say for instance, you want to see real time experience of this particular process and how it could behave and what are the things are there inside it. So whether this particular process will work or not all became your questions when you try to work on it. But the molecular modeling simulation platform of BioVia will help us to understand from the classical mechanics of our materials, quantum mechanics of materials, process engineering, X-ray crystallography data with the workflow and automation process. On the other hand, people who works on the drug designing and development, definitely the computer-aided drug designing has played a vast role in the various phases of the life cycle in the research and development. For example, as I keep working, I will let you know what is the problem and challenges, how it could help you for you. Then coming to sequence analysis and protein modeling. So this is actually a boom technique where you have an absence of your chemical structure or extracrystallography structure. You can address in a virtual platform to understand more in terms of an atomic level. Then comes followed by structure-based drug designing and as well as ligand-based drug designing and we are not less or we are more into an pipeline pilot collection where it could helpful for an understanding for material informatics, bioinformatics collections, cheminformatics collections, imaging analysis, statistical machine learning algorithm, next generation sequencing analysis, reporting and visualization, database application integration, and of course, document search and analytics. All are comes under a comprehensive research platform to provide the solutions to the people. Now let us get into it because we should have some challenge and how to troubleshoot a challenge and what solution is required. So we have to understand this workflow for that. Say for example, if I say molecular modeling, what challenges actually I face? What softwares are going to give me a solution and how I'm going to harvest the solutions to put it in the research or development or further into the market or the clinic. That is where I'm going to take you for the next 30 minutes. Please stay with us and move on. Challenges. So scientific research, everything is a challenges because each and every domain have the new challenges in the specific new coming updated research and technology. Let us discuss a few challenges which is quite common in the industries. Say for example, in a translational research, scientific and technological challenges. Say for instantly, if you could put across multiomics, that is genomics analysis, and metabolomics, proteomics. It's insightfully, if you look into it, it's a really challenging thing to understand the data integration process because we all know that it is a biology is a complexity and the diseases which is caused by the organisms to the humans or plants or any uh, relationship between prokaryotic and eukaryotic, it's really a task because it's a multifactorial, lots of molecular mechanisms, and it requires to understand the system biological approaches. So this is itself a very huge problem if you ask me. Okay, one hand you have a problems and technological challenges. On the other hand, if you look into it, financial and resource constraints. For one drug to come into the market, you have to spend, or the various stages and phases are trying to say, 2.5 billion for per drug. So it is really a huge money that one is investing, the pharma industry is investing, and we have to understand to say how we can make it more cost effective for this and limited funding because academic research institutions, startups struggle to secure the funding for translational products and long time because it is not going to happen in a day. We have to invest more than 10 to 15 years in by leading into financial risk. Okay, so now we have come to know there is a problem in financial resource and during the development phase, during the processing stage, you can see the most drugs will fail into the market irrespective of efficacy or safety related issues and regulatory compliance because meeting a stringent regulatory requirements of FDA and other agencies or adds a complexity and delays and lack of biomarkers identifying which biomarker for which disease and how to treat it and it all became a various challenges in the translation research. So how we are going to address it and what is going to be solutions for this. Let's see. BioVia perfect discovery. Right from screening of molecules, validating of materials, till the optimizations. You have a solution at each and every phase which will help you to understand the leads, molecules, and you can virtually test the materials so that you can make hundreds and lakhs of experiments before you're going to the real experiment process. You can do so much of trial and errors, so that it actually reduces to be a more complicated problems in the more easier way, and you can risk to synthesize experimentally. So that is what the discovering new materials and ingredients to in silico to enhance the product offering. So then optimizing for sustainable performance in manufacture, it's again one of the major challenges. Try to link the chemical structures to optimize the state of the multiple requirements. That's what we say. BioVia is a perfect discovery right from screening to optimization. Let's see what are the softwares of BioVia will really use a hand to hand to solve these problems in a more easier way. Solution. First, we get into the molecular modeling solution. How the molecular modeling solution will allow the scientists to perform the various research in a single platform to draw the conclusion. So we come to the products like Discovery Studio for computer-aided drug designing, Material Studio for materials modeling and simulation, Solvation Chemistry to understand the solvation liquid-liquid equilibria and optimizing the quantum level solutions. So these products of BioVia will help you to understand the molecular modeling and simulation level, especially in the BioVia product lifecycle portfolio. So it will help you to simulate, visualize, analyze, and chemical and biological system and communicate the results to other scientists. Scientists can test, investigate, and giving a more priority to in silico based on the cost experimentation, and that reduces the time and expenses and involved to bringing the products to the market. So that's where the solutions of molecular modeling and the respective softwares will help you to give hand by hand to solve the problems. So I believe now you got the solutions of molecular modeling, where to apply and which product to apply from, which product of BioVia will help you for the simulating of different solutions. So especially when you get into BioVia drug designing. So drug designing is not an easy task. As I mentioned, it will take a lot of time and money to be spent in the market to identifying a promising drug candidate. It starts from target identification, hit identification, optimization, clinical trials, drug approval. And so if you look at the phase, it it takes not it is not going to take a smaller time as you see this pipeline of this development and discovery. So for one drug candidate to come into market, you have to spend more than 10 to 15 years. But if the drug efficacy is not at a meet at final end, the whole time that's spent by the researchers and the integrated team is going to be ineffective. So that is where the BioVia Solutions of Discovery Studio is playing a major role into it. It helps to identify the target identification. One can understand the biological mechanisms, disease conditions, where it is binding, how it is binding, exactly the communication of bonding information. All one can see the insights of the specific tools of Discovery Studio. And using that information, scientists can discover and identify the hits. Instead of going for an seeking something in a dark space, it will actually opens you the way where you can find out the best leads for your for your respective target or for the disease. And identifying alone is not enough. You have to optimize it. Screening a large compound libraries, and especially one can have a million molecules or more than that. It is not easy to test in the labs. We have to find the way where it can ease the works. That's where it plays a major role. So from lab experiments to find the promising drug candidates. The technique we use here is structure-based drug designing, where you can model, refine the better efficacy and safety. And there are lots of techniques or more in BioVia Discovery Studio to help you to lead this process in a seamless, easiest way to achieve your product. So this is the capabilities. You can see there are lots of Discovery Studio capabilities. You can see there is end-to-end solution. That's why we call it Discovery Studio as a suite for all solutions, right from starting from macromolecular end, simulation end, and from pharmacophore end, small molecular end, and as well as for a common technique of receptor ligand interaction, commonly called as a molecular docking analysis. So the capability of this software is not limited. It has been expanded for all types of macromolecules. One can study larger molecules, smaller molecules, interaction, simulation, insight development, and changing the fragments. So you can see that that's what we call as a BioVR Discovery Studio. It's a solution for all type of drug designing and development. So that's you can see the capabilities of this. So one can do any kind of analysis. So all the tools and softwares are validated, and you can have statistically you can predict and you can analyze your results, and you can able to make a benchmarking, and further you go can test your molecules. That's where the Discovery Studio capabilities rocks actually. Then Material Studio. So tailored to fit functions because Material Studio assists you in terms of a material science and simulation and of that. So apart from that, I would also like to put it across in various things. So it will tailor to fit a functions. It will help you to understand the patient-specific anatomy, optimizing implants to fit a functionality, and also say, for example, surface interaction studies. These are the applications of material science, predicting the druggability of pacemakers, of attends and body liquids. And it also helps you to understand the biological tissues to prevent the adverse reactions, especially in terms of safety and performance. Stability, of course, stability is very important. Mechanical stability of a system or a material that you're developing, especially for medical devices or for any implants, is really important to evaluate the strength of that we can able to understand through the Material Studio solutions. And control drug release because bioavailability of the drug after reaching the system is really a major task. So to understand the controlled drug release, Material Studio aids to design and tell you which drug delivery systems you have to choose in a proper way. So it will help you to aid the proper research from the drug designing to development to the drug release. So the benefits of this development, biomedical research, medical implants, biomaterial development, diagnostic material innovation, and access for personalized medicines. So I hope the Material Studio solutions will help everybody for lots of tailored fit solutions for people working in various domains. And it's not limited actually. We are being moving towards permeability of the drugs or making a understanding of formulating of the drugs in terms of a quantum mechanical level. It's really important. So that's where it plays a major role. If you look into which behavior of materials and formulating compatibility, the BioVia solutions of solvation chemistry, like a Cosmotherm as a turbomole, which is a quantum tools will help you to understand in terms of atomic levels so that you can reduce your experimental trial error, during this process, and you will enhance your final research output in experimental technique. Also, it will help you to understand the pharmacokinetic properties and dynamic properties. So these all will come in the solutions of a molecular modeling, and where the BioVia solution of molecular modeling and simulation, including the softwares like Discovery Studio, Material Studio, Solvation Chemistry, will go hand by hand for this particular process that you're facing a challenge in translational research, material sciences, and as well as for a pharmaceutical application, as well as for pharmaceutical applications also. Next challenge. So if you see, there is a quite lots of challenges are coming across in various industries. Next challenge is big data analytics. Coming to the life sciences, not only life sciences, I could say that in different interdisciplinary industries, what actually we face? Scalability and performance issues. If I have two data, or maybe 100 data, or maybe 1K data, 2K data, yeah, I'll keep moving on. I can handle it manually. Maybe if I have a 100K data or 500K data, so handling a large data set, it really needs a significant computational resources. And in case if I miss a single data, that may affect my process or may degrade my multiple nodes. So performance to understand the process of complex workflow is really a challenging. And integrating the on-prem or cloud environment for high throughput processes again a challenging actually. Okay, so keep on adding the challenges again piling up from one industry to another industry. Then moves on to the learning curve and adaptation. It is not easy to everybody to learn a language or to understand the logical workflows within a day or in a week. So people look for a code-free environment where they can understand logic of workflows even for beginners to start it. Irrespective of their backgrounds, we should know how to accelerate this process right from the beginners to the advanced users, how this technology is really going to help us. And moreover, to understand this, you should know the scientific informatics and data processing pipelines. It, of course, it utilizes advanced functionalities also. Look at in terms of training resources can slow down adoption in organization without prior expertise. So this is again a very big and huge problem that currently we are facing in this particular century. I could say that. Okay, then I need a solution. How BioVia is going to help me out? Let's look at solutions of how BioVia is giving you and accelerating your research process that you actually face in big data analytics. The solution is data science. BioVia Data Science is a collection of solutions to support development, maintenance, deployment of a various data science solutions. So the products they use, BioVia Pipeline Pilot and Scientific Intelligence and Insight, these two, all these softwares will play hand by hand, will lower your barrier of artificial intelligence because it's already pre-built with machine learning architectures and easy to integrate your own third-party tools like a Python, R scripting, and bioconductors and so on, where you can use reuse of your data, democratize advanced techniques, and foster your knowledge in driven culture. That's why the BioVia data science plays a major role, especially Pipeline File is an excellent tool to give you hand by hand. You don't have to create either low code or a no code free environment. So everybody can come into the space and learn this, and they can easily, without having any prior knowledge, one can easily develop their skills and pipeline the process. Let's see how this pipeline palette looks like. Let me put it across here in coming slides. Pipeline palette. So it looks like this. Pipeline palette main window, it looks like this. You can see the lots of uh, pipes and components. It is a collection of all the components for the various research, including biology, laboratory, imaging, document search and analysis, inputs, database application, analysis, statistics. So you have uh, different types of components are being aligned for the various type of research, including NGS analysis and so on. So developing the tools is also connecting the pipelines is also very easier actually. Just drop and drag and connect the pipelines how you want it and where you want it and how to analyze. So one can develop their own protocols and tools by using a pipeline file. This is how the main pipeline file page looks like actually. and easily you can remove or you can rephrase and you can put it across. That's how the pipeline file will give a hand by hand solutions for all type of people irrespective of their backgrounds. So project protocol execution is also quite easier actually. So aggregating your programs. So start with the line from the reader, analyzing and deploy it, and finally your results and interpretation from left to right and right to left. So you can it actually executes from left to right and right to left and top to bottom. So in a one same space you can have a multiple workflows where you can connect and you can read and you can optimize. If I'm not happy with this workflow, yes, I don't have to do any experimental with it. I just drop and drag and change my pipeline to understand to until I get my full results. This is how the protocol executions will be there in a pipeline pilot. So I would like to take you for now some real-time examples because I was keep on telling you about this is there, how we are going to do. So this is an example of a neural network. There is a one of the machine learning algorithms which is present in this pipeline pilot. So you all know for the neurons how it will access from the terminal of a nucleus to an axon terminal to the dendrite. This is how it will be there. Similarly, the neural network it starts from for any molecules or inputs in a bigger space to a smaller space to get a final outcome. So we have an whether this specific structure is belongs to this or not. How do you know that without getting into the process? So neural network will help you to understand the intelligent decisions with the limited human assistance. And one can learn the relationship between input and output data in a three main components: input layer, processing layer, and output layer. So in the real-time example, this neural network is used for facial recognition, stock market prediction, aerospace, defense, healthcare, and access for artificial neural networks. So these are the importance of a neural network. Let me show you how it one of the example I put it across so that you get a more idea about it. Say for an example, I told a three-level layer starts from the input, processing layer, and output. So if I give a random image, already my tool is known, lots of images have been or loaded into it. Now I put some images. The layer by layer of the neuron, the network will try to analyze from the layer of pixel detector, identify, combination of edges, features, and finally I will come to know what is my input image without involving any human interventions. Just with the image we can able to analyze what is the exact outcome. Even if you give any type of images you could have a potential to study, understand, process, and use the respective outputs. Okay, so now coming to life sciences perspective. So this is a common perspective, especially how do I use this in terms of life sciences industry or in drug designing and development. It goes like this. Say, for example, I would like to design a drug for an specific receptor of a breast cancer. I will know the what are the known molecules are already reported, and I'll be understanding each and all the molecules in a chemical structure. If I fragment by fragment, I have to study, which is not possible as an human to understand fragment by fragment of one drug. One drug is absolutely fine. When it comes to lakhs of molecules, it is not easy to understand the fingerprints of that. There is a OH is present, where the connectivity is present. It is not easy. So what we will do, we will try to understand this fragment by fragment of our fingerprints, functional fingerprint of molecule using a neural network and learn that network along with an unknown molecules. Keep the things ready. So now you learned and kept it. So how I learn, how do I validate? I need a statistical parameter to validate my study because without validation, I cannot move on to the next level of my analysis. So I will learn, I validate it like this and ensure that I'm getting a good statistical validation for the example. The recursive operating characteristic is one of the statistical parameter which says yes, whatever the molecule studied by the specific algorithm or the machine learning algorithm is perfect. Now once you learned and input it in your system, now I'm going to test that system. So now I give more than 1K of drug molecules. It will understand. Already I read and I kept my functional fingerprints. All will go inside, read each other. So and finally I'll get false positive, false negatives, and finally the output. So how you think? How much time you think it will be taking for you? It's not even a minute. Within a few minutes, you can able to harvest your results to understand how many drug molecules could be a false positive or false negative, which could be trained by using a neural network. Like that, this inputs of a various machine learning algorithm, one can use a one machine learning algorithm or more than that to learn this technique and validate the results. The final results will look like this. So it will have a differentiate between a false negatives and false positives as an interpretation of data. So I believe that the challenge which we are facing during the initial previous few slides before I have presented will become more easier when you try to implement the pipeline pilot solutions, especially coming to the artificial intelligence and machine learning algorithms for an drug design development. It's not only applicable for drug designing and development, applicable for all type of fields by changing the inputs and outputs, but the layers of processing remain same based on inputs and outputs. Not only that, it will also will help you to understand the hit to lead where the people are facing on a most problem, especially chemical space, coming to a space of an ligand based and structure based drug designing, help you to understand the target and to reduce your accretion rates and R&D expenditures. So this will help you to understand the hit or lead strategies and drug designing, especially the algorithms I am trying to put it across deep neural network, Monte Carlo search, computer aided organic compound synthesis. So these all different AI platforms will help you to designing whether that route of path I'm taking correct or not, whether I get synthesized molecules or not. What is the steric and electronic effect of that, especially when the medicinal chemists try to use for retrosynthesis? You can predict by using this kind of an AI platforms by understanding the building blocks of the chemicals and the executive process to understand to totally get an information about synthesis of your molecules and predicting because it's a very important challenge if you come across in drug designing and development pharmacokinetic and dynamic properties because one can identify the leads but optimizing a leads and understand the property of the leads is really challenging. Are they having good absorption, solubility? Are they crossing blood-brain barrier? Are they having toxicity? If it's toxic, to whom it is toxic? Maybe for a male mouse or female mouse, a male rat or female rat, or it's making a mutagenicity, or how it will genotoxicity induced by system. All is really a crucial task has to be assessed before you're getting into the drug design and development. Yes, this pipeline palette tool along with dashboard analysis will give you the overall perspective of that and reduces the time and enhances your process. That's why we call it the predicting mode of action of compounds using AI, artificial intelligence in a pipeline pilot platform. And not only that, repurposing of the drugs is really the most important challenging because the new drug went to the phase clinical trials and predicting of pharmacological properties using a transcriptome data. We try to introduce a generative adversarial network is called GANs will help you to understand the cardiotoxic and non-cardiotoxic drugs during the gene expressions. This is an example. Actually, you can see how the gene expression data could help you to know the cardiotoxic or non-cardiotoxic in cell incubated drugs polypharmacology. So you can see I was keep on telling the solution. So one from the each and every different algorithms or of the machine learning algorithms will give you the understand more in depth of this process because we don't have to face the failures in a final outcome. We want to ensure everything is done over here. I'm going to take only a three experiments and I'm going to succeed out of the three two experiments I have to succeed. That's my objective of that. So we all know that polypharmacology, one disease, multiple targets. It is not easy because drug to drug interactions plays a major role and sometimes negative effects. So the polypharmacological approaches can be addressed by using a base machine learning algorithm like a deep neural network to understand the process and finally goes for the final outcome to take a various combinations. So these applications of the pipeline palette of the data science of BIOVIA, it helps you to disease identification, diagnosis, first aid treatment, drug design, manufacturing, clinical trial research, radiology and radiotherapy, smart electronic health notebooks, and epidemic output predictions. So any issues, any problem, BIOVIA has a solutions actually. So you have an challenging you are facing, especially I have put a very limited challenges. There are quite lots of challenges are there so you can easily address by using a BIOVIA data science solutions by utilizing pipeline, pilot, scientific informatics, and the insights. Okay, so some of the major problems we have seen, still the challenges are not. I mean, we are not limit. I mean, we are not cut down with the challenges. Every day is a challenges actually. Now getting into another challenge. So finding the best drug for each patient is really a hard task. Today we are giving for any diseases we have a common treatment, but tomorrow we have an personalized medicine for each and every patient to increase the good effect of bioavailability and reduce adverse effects. Next. So I have done up to this. I can now I know, but maybe I am sitting in one location. My patient is sitting in another location. I have another patient in another location. But how do you communicate to each other in a single platform? It's again another challenge. But I would say you, BioVia has the solutions for you all. Challenges in lab management data record. So paper-based process because I have to send the data, I have to scan the data. Everything has become a slow documentation, and many times it's prone to errors and losses. So paper-based process are really became huge because we have to save our trees and we have to everything we have to try to bring it in a platform to understand that everyone on the same space. To do that process, we need some solution. That means we had a disjoint data systems in the multiple platforms to integrate and lead to avoid the duplications. And we have a limited collaborations, if you actually ask me. The real-time data of one person doing in one location is not accessible to the other person doing another location, even though there's the same kind of a study. That means there is a limited collaboration to access the real-time data. And there are multiple same experiments are tried to repeat, which is actually going to be a non-cost effective process. And other hand, if you look into it, compliance and regulatory risk. So manual compliance, especially when you want to give it across to the respective committee or an agencies, it will try to increase the non-compliance penalties, audit trials, no centralized tracking, leads and gaps in data integrity, SOPs. So if you add on when you doing a research, we are facing a problem. During a development, we are facing a problem. During a record of this data, we are again facing lots of challenges and problems. So no worries, but we have a solutions in the BioVia which will help you to have an better and best solutions, especially for the lab management. Let's see what is the solutions of that. BioVia Unified Lab Management. The unified lab management of BioVia product, workbook, notebook, Sistro will offer the research, development, analytical, quality assurance, and quality control laboratories as a unique opportunity to remove paperless process. As a digital India, now we are also moving to digital in our laboratory processes also. So it supports end-to-end analytical to process workflows where you can harmonize and standardize the laboratory resources management and process execution to achieve your business goals. So if you come into this space, you are achieving and projecting to the respective funding agency also much became much easier because they will come to know where your business goals are present to take them to the market. And this solutions of unified lab management will have a collaborative innovations and where to increase the productivity and reduce the regulatory compliance. You don't have to take all the notebook and submit to the respective agencies. Just open your unified lab management lab solutions, which is recorded time, date, minutes, and so on. So that actually reduces the compliance-based errors and safety and risk and accident time to the market. So now I think you people are so excited to see how the unified lab management will work for your research and for the further to your marketing strategies. Let's see this video of
If you were designing your own ELN from scratch, what would it look like? You'd make it easy
you
to
can
use
see the
so that
scientific
you and your
notebook
peers
with
would feel
easy to
comfortable
use.
documenting experiments on day one. You'd make it simple to index and search data from other ELNs so your historical data doesn't get lost. You'd make sure to support as many workflows as possible, like synthetic chemistry and formulations. You'd give it local language support so your peers in any country feel at home using it. You'd ensure that you could access all the data anytime, anywhere by putting it all on the cloud. You know what? You'd end up with Scientific Notebook, the newest ELN from BIOVIA, a cloud native solution on the 3D Experience platform that makes good science easy. To learn more about your next ELN, visit go.3ds.com/scientific notebook.
This is a very short introduction about ELN, of scientific how it could bridge the scientific community. So there are lots of things you can look into the Altum website, and we have lots of videos of uploaded for BioVia various solutions and that's in the short system stage. Okay, so now I believe that you have now we are addressed various challenges. We know the solutions, and how to address the various softwares. That's what I told that BioVia Solutions from lab to clinic. It's a very streamlined solutions and integrated solutions to develop for an enabling into the various industries. It's not only enabling in the pharmaceutical or biotech industries, also in the various interdisciplinary industries, right from the early research to clinical trials, ensuring a data integrity, compliance, and efficiency. So, the BioVia solutions will help you to access the drug designing and preclinical research, enhancing laboratory efficiency and compliance, optimizing clinical development and regulatory compliance, fast time to market and cost savings. So that's where this product is playing a major role. So that's why I could say that BioVia provides software and solutions in interdisciplinary industries. More about it, you can see into the respective page and you can learn a lot. Thank you so much for staying with me. And if you have any queries, feel free to ask me. Thank you so much. I hope the BioVia solutions from lab to clinic will enhance your research and integrating all the platforms together in a single way. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much, Divya, for all your valuable insights. So, we do have certain questions. So, I'll just start with some of the questions. The first question is okay. Divya, machine learning is revolutionizing various industry. How is it impacting drug discovery and molecular modeling?
Thank you so much for asking me this question. So, machine learning is, as we mentioned, it is not in for in a specific field. I could say that it is can be applicable for interdisciplinary field. When it comes to the drug designing and development, as I mentioned, I showed one of the example also. If you know what you want to do, then the solutions are there in this BioVia. For example, I could want to design a drug for an breast cancer. I know what is the receptor for that. I can easily streamline my works using in a various machine learning algorithm combination along with the molecular modeling. I can draw solutions. Say using molecular modeling, I will prefer that use a discovery studio, and for doing a machine learning algorithm, use a pipeline pilot. Both the platform you can connect and you can bring various revolutions in this industry. I hope this helps.
Okay, thank you, Divya. The next question is, what are the challenges in RNA sequence pre and post processing, and how does BioVia address them?
Thank you, Shruti, for me asking this question. When it comes to the RNA-seq, it's a transcriptomic analysis. Uh, Reading the different intervals of transcriptomes compared with an standard one, and to understand what genes are expressing at each and every stage is really a challenge. But BioVias or pipeline NGS collections has a pipeline. Actually, you don't have to create any pipelines. Actually speaking, you have an overall streams where you have a pipelines each connected to each other. Just input your data, analyze it, and come to know which transcriptome is which gene is expressing. And similarly for a next interval. So by this time, when you're trying to work on it, you get all the data of which gene actually expressing will help you to give a more insights about an different time duration intervals with the standard one. So you don't have to create any pipelines here. Already pipelines are there. You should give only your input data, index it, read it, analyze it. That's how BioVia pipeline pilot solutions will help you to address the issue in a more seamless way.
Okay, thank you so much, Divya. So the next question that we have is, what are the key factors considered while designing ligand-based and structure-based drug discovery studio?
Yeah, thank you, Dia, for asking this question. Key factors when it comes to the drug designing, ligand based as a structure based will comes in racial based drug designing. Say, for example, when I consider for ligand based drug design, the name itself is telling I need a quite lot of molecules. When I have a molecules in my hand and I want to understand which molecule for which study. Say, for example, curcumin is very well known. We will say anti-inflammatory. So, can I take it for anti-cancer activity? If I say flavonoids like a quercetin, so what it could be used for? It can be used for treating a cancer. Yes. So, taking in perspective of ligand and addressing the issue is called ligand-based drug designing, like a QSCR, machine learning, all will come into the space. On the other hand, if you look into it, structure-based drug designing, I know the structure of my protein or a receptor or a target. For example, during a COVID time, we have faced lots of receptors are playing like RDRP. Now I know the receptor. I have a set of molecules in my hand. Say I have already existing drugs are there. I want to understand whether this specific drugs can be utilized for the specific target. That's where the role of structure-based drug designing is playing a major role. So the key factors, understand your ligand information and then the respective target information. So you can drive into the either ligand based, if you have more ligands, if you have a structure, you can drive into structure-based drug designing.
Okay. So, next question, Divya. What are the major challenges researchers face in drug discovery, and how can computational tools like BioVia help overcome them?
Yeah, thank you so much, Jerry, for asking me this question. So, drug designing itself a challenging one, as you see that because it needs integrated tools to analyze it. And major drug designing, if you look into it, each and every drug, any drug come to the market, you have to spend lots of money, invest into time. Major challenges is identifying the leads, which lead for which target, or they specifically working for specific target or not. Toxicity, safety and measurements. So these all are the major challenges in drug designing. Even though you have a very good lead, you tested in clinical, preclinical testing, but finally it is goes for I mean, it is not significant to get into the market. There, it will take 10 to 15 years where I cannot wait for that because the person who is infected by disease might be not be there. How I can accelerate the process in a fewer months. BioVia Material Sciences molecular modeling solutions and simulation solution will help you to face these problems instead of going for 10 years and 15 years. It will reduce even the two folds of research based on the skills of the person. So I would recommend molecular modeling solutions of BioVia will help you to address these challenges and give the solutions.
Okay, thank you so much, Divya. So, our next question is could you share examples of successful applications of BioVia in accelerating the development of therapies for diseases that disproportionately affect women?
Thank you so much, Shirabi. It's a wonderful question. I could say that, especially you asked me on Women's Day. If you look into which uh, women are more prone nowadays, if you look into it, breast cancer. Breast cancer is becoming more prone in our country also, and many ages of women, even below age 35, is also getting affected, and above the age is also getting affected. But if you look into the space and understand the data of that, the pipeline file collections will help you to understand what is going to be in the future adverse effects of this disease. Next, if you get into the therapies, for example, if you take a breast cancer, it became a more generic, I could say that. Under the breast cancer, what is the level of that cancer, or the stage one, or stage two, or stage three, or stage four? Each level have their own level of genetic expressions. So collect those data, analyze the data, and try to use an existing drug or new natural products or any molecules that you want to discover it on the other hand. Try to integrate it in the same platform so that way, that's what I mentioned that BioVia is not a one solution. If I say about the pipeline file data analytics, I have a software for that where I have a solution. If I tell about therapeutics, I have a software for that. And to integrate it, even for delivering of the drug, I have another software for it, like a material studio. So, irrespective of any diseases or the therapies, the solution or the input is entirely based on what you want to harvest it that makes you the most effective therapeutic applications of that. To be put it a very simple word, know the disease, know the molecule, and try to understand even the toxicity analysis and safety efficiency using a BioVia solution. So that way, it will actually to drug designing and development. In a very short span of time, if you are so skilled enough, you can move it across even in a few months. You can able to harvest your solution. Hope this helps.
Okay, I hope it helps, Divya. We have one last question. What role does AI play in predicting drug activity, toxicity, and efficacy?
Thank you so much again, Dia. Uh, AI is in a very huge platform, I could say that. In that, I will put myself into an narrow down to the machine learning algorithms, the various machine learning algorithms, the statistical prediction of various models will help me to understand the toxicity. Say, for example, I have to predict the toxicity of an rat mouse, or I could say that a female rat or a male rat, like that. To understand its toxicity levels, I will use a machine learning algorithms in pipeline pilot as system discoveries to you. And drug activity, I could not say that. If you want to understand the activity, you should must have an experimental data where I can easily plot my IC50 value to understand that, including your image analysis. You can able to do it in imaging analysis in pipeline palette. The efficacy of the drugs, because at the end you will be getting in a IC50 value or LD50 value or any toxicity profiling as the inhibitor concentration value will help us to understand the efficacy of the drugs. That means, especially if I put it in a very simple word, QSAR application, build the model, predict the model, test the model, use it for your data. Will give you the understand your efficacy of the drugs, and then go for supervisors.
Okay. So, thank you so much, Divya, Dr. Divya, for the amazing session and happy Women's Day.
Yeah. So once again, it's my gives me immense pleasure to stand in front of you all in the Women's Day. I wish all the women a happy Women's Day, because we are not limited with a single field. We are in all the field. Let us draw all together an integrated platform. Stay with us in Atom Technologies and the other upcoming sessions. We really, I wish you all the happy Women's Day, because it's not a one day to wish to everybody, because each every day is Women's Day for us, because we are incredible in all the fields. I could say that. And thank you so much, Sheetal, for inviting me for this special day event. And thank you so much once again to you all.
Thank,
Anything else,
yes,
Sheetal?
thank, yes, no, we just want to thank you, Divya. Thank you so much, Divya, for
Thank
sharing your invaluable insights and expertise on computational drug discovery and BIOVIA Solutions. Your knowledge and passion continue to inspire us. So, thank
That's
you
it.
to everyone who joined us today for this Women's Day special webinar series from Lab to Clinic BIOVIA Solutions. Your enthusiasm and engagement made it truly special. So, as Divya said, let's keep celebrating, empowering, and supporting women in science and technology. So thank you so once again, Divya. And to know about our upcoming sessions, please like, share, and follow us so that like, share, and follow us so you can get all the details about of all our upcoming sessions. Thank you so much, Divya. Thank you so much, everyone,
Thank you
and
so much,
very
Sheetal.
happy
Thank you,
Women's Day.
Alfian. Happy Women's Day to
Thank,
everybody. Thank you.
thank you.